Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to be working with zucchini. I saw this recipe on a video, and I hardly had to make any changes to it to make it keto friendly. So here we go. I've already made it once. It was so easy. So take up any zucchini, straight is better, I think, and try to cut it straight. Down the middle. Okay, that wasn't too straight, but there we go. Cut it down, cut it in half anyway. It may not be in the middle. Then we're gonna score it. Don't ask me why, but because we don't pour anything in it, but so we're gonna make some pretty scores in it. Just like that. Little crisscrosses. We'll do that to both of them. Then we're going to salt them so that they can sit for a little while and kind of soak some of the moisture out, because the salt will pull the moisture out of them. And that takes like 20 minutes, so I will bring you back after I get that part done. Let me show you though. I'm just going to put a little salt on these. And we are going to be wiping the salt off before we continue with them, so don't worry about the salt. So just salt them and leave them for 20 minutes. All right, here we go. So after your zucchini has set for about 20 minutes and it's pulled a lot of the moisture out, you're going to wipe off the salt and dry it off. Then you're going to put it face down into a nice hot skillet. Hear that? Nice and hot, sizzling. Okay, we're going to get a little caramel on this side of it, on that side of it, and then we're going to pop it in the oven for a few minutes. Okay, while we're waiting for that stuff to done, we're going to grind up our pepper flakes. I've got Brazilian peak peppercorns. I love them. Got them from Amazon. All right, those will be ready. Got my spice that I'm going to put on them. Plus, I am going to be putting a little bit of the garlic herb. I've got some lemon zest. I've got some finely minced parsley. I've got some roasted pecans. The first time I made it, I used roasted macadamia nuts. They were right. They weren't nothing to write home about. And then here I have some of my pea base that I am mixing with some minced garlic that I've added some vegan margarine in. I'm going to add this into my pea base. Give just a little mix. This is one of my very favorite ways to make pea base, to make a spread out of it. This is just so good, you guys. It is so good. I know this part of the recipe is not in that video I saw. This is my little own addition here. Give it a little tiny pinch of salt. Doesn't need a lot, but it needs a little pinch to set off the flavors. Okay, so that's ready. All right, and there's the little way over here. You don't want to overcook them. You just want to get it brown. Ooh, there we go. Nice and brown. Okay, so we're going to shove them in the oven for 5 minutes. We're going to cook them for 5 minutes on one side, then we're going to flip them over, cook them for 5 minutes on the other side, and I'll be right back when I'm done with that. All right, our zucchini is almost ready. So this is how we would plate it if we were plating it. You take a nice big scoop of your pea base, gooey stuff here, and you would just smear across your plate. This is how I would do it. That way you can scoop up a little bit of this with each bite. Mine are pretty big zucchini, so I'm going to get me quite a smear on here. So get your little smear of pea base, pea garlic. Oh yeah. These look beautiful. I'll bring my plate over here. The little skinny side is definitely more thick than the bigger ones, but they look good, don't they? And you would take a little bit of your lemon zest. Put your lemon zest on here. I put the lemon zest on first because I kind of want it to sink into the little crevices. Then we're going to put a little bit of the nuts on here. And you can crack your nuts up more finer if you want to, you know, brush them up better. A little bit of your first a little bit of our canned spice, and you don't have to use a lot of this, just a little bit. A little tiny bit of the garlic and herb sauce. Don't want a lot of this either because we do have some of this in the pea base underneath. We want a little bit on the top here. And then I'm going to get a little bit of my pink peppercorns. Oh goodness, it's so pretty, guys. So pretty. Put a little bit of my fresh parsley on here. You can use any kind of herbs you wanted to. Ta-da! Isn't that beautiful? And look how easy that was. Anybody can do this.